Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman. In the sacred city of Ayodhya, where the Saryu river flows with divine grace, lived the great poet Saint Tulsidas. His heart overflowed with love for Rama. His pen flowed with devotion for Hanuman. Among his countless compositions, the Hanuman Ashtak stands as a jewel. 8 perfect verses, each one a complete prayer, each one a doorway to the heart of bhakti. Tulsidas composed these verses in simple Hindi, not the classical Sanskrit of the Vedas, the language of common devotees, the words that mothers sing to their children, the prayers that merchants recite in their shops. This was his gift, making the sacred accessible to every soul. The word Ashtak means 8. 8 verses like 8 petals of a lotus, each petal revealing another quality of Hanuman. His devotion, his strength, his wisdom, his fearlessness, his purity, his service, his immortal presence, his boundless love for Rama. Let us enter this sacred garden. Let us hear these verses as Tulsidas first sang them. With complete surrender, with total trust in the one who crossed the mighty ocean for his beloved Lord. The first verse sets the foundation. It speaks of Hanuman as the eternal servant.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज राज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधरी वर्णो रघुवार विमल जसु जो दयकु फलचारी.
With the dust of my Guru's lotus feet, I purify the mirror of my mind. I sing the spotless glory of Raghuvir, who grants the 4 fruits of life. But notice what comes next. Before praising Rama, Tulsidas immediately turns to Hanuman.
बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमारा बाल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कालेशा विकारा.
Knowing my body to be without wisdom, I remember you, son of the wind. Grant me strength, intelligence, and knowledge. Remove my sorrows and afflictions. This opening reveals the essence of devotion. The devotee does not approach God directly. He seeks the grace of the greatest devotee first. Hanuman becomes the bridge, the divine messenger, the one who carries our prayers to Rama's feet. The second verse paints Hanuman in his full glory. His physical form radiates spiritual power. Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar. Jai Kapis Tihu Lok Ujagar. Victory to Hanuman, ocean of knowledge and virtues. Victory to the monkey chief who illuminates the 3 worlds. Here Tulsidas uses the word Kapis. Not just monkey, but the chief of monkeys, the leader who organized an entire army for Rama's mission. The verse continues with his most famous description. His body blazes like molten gold. His earrings gleam. His hair curls beautifully. In his hands rest the thunderbolt and the flag of Dharma. This image appears in temples across India. Hanuman in his magnificent form, ready to serve, ready to fight for righteousness. But physical beauty serves a deeper purpose. It reflects inner purity. Hanuman's radiant form shows his spotless devotion. His body becomes a temple where Rama resides. The third verse reveals the most profound truth about Hanuman, the story that captures every devotee's heart. Ram Janki बैठे हैं मेरे सीने में. Rama and Janki sit within my chest. This refers to the most beloved episode from the Ramayana. After the war ended, after Sita was rescued, the court gathered to honor the heroes. Hanuman received precious gifts, necklaces of pearls, golden ornaments, jeweled crowns. But Hanuman examined each gift carefully. He bit the pearls. He broke open the gems. The courtiers grew puzzled. Some grew angry. Why was he destroying these precious offerings? Finally, someone asked directly, Why do you reject these beautiful gifts? Hanuman replied with complete innocence. I am looking for Rama's name in them. If they do not contain my Lord's name, what value do they hold for me? The court fell silent. Some doubted. Some mocked. How can Rama's name be inside jewels and pearls? Then Hanuman performed the ultimate act of devotion. He placed his mighty hands upon his chest. With his sharp nails, he tore open his own heart. There, seated in perfect meditation, were Rama and Sita. The divine couple resided within his heart. Their forms were luminous. Their faces were peaceful. Their presence filled Hanuman's entire being. This image became the foundation of bhakti. The devotee's heart becomes the throne room of the divine. No external temple matches this inner sanctuary. No ritual matches this constant remembrance. The fourth verse celebrates Hanuman's role as Rama's messenger. The famous leap across the ocean.
युग सहस्त्र योजन पर भानु लीलियो ताही मधुर फल जानू.
Thinking the sun to be a sweet fruit, you swallowed it when it was thousands of miles away. This refers to Hanuman's childhood. As a baby, he saw the rising sun. Its golden glow seemed delicious. So he leaped into the sky. He tried to eat the sun itself. Indra, king of gods, grew alarmed. He struck baby Hanuman with his thunderbolt. The child fell to earth. His jaw was injured. Hence the name Hanuman. Hanu means jaw. Man means one who has. But this childhood story reveals his true nature. Even as a baby, nothing seemed impossible. The sun itself was within reach. This same fearless spirit carried him across the ocean to Lanka. This same boundless energy serves Rama's mission. The fifth verse speaks of his immortal nature. Hanuman belongs to the Chiranjeevis, the seven immortal beings who never die. Sankat ket might sab pira, jo sumire Hanumad balbira. All troubles vanish and pains disappear for one who remembers Hanuman, the mighty hero. This is why devotees recite the Hanuman Chalisa during difficulties. This is why his temples never close. Day and night, his grace flows. But immortality serves a purpose. Hanuman remains alive to serve Rama devotees. In every age, in every land where Rama's story is told, Hanuman appears. He listens to the Ramayana being recited. Tears of joy flow from his eyes. His presence blesses the gathering. The sixth verse reveals his supreme wisdom. Though he appears as a monkey, he is a great scholar. Vidyavan guni ati chatur. Ram kaj kareeb ko atur. Learned, virtuous, and extremely clever, always eager to do Rama's work. Hanuman mastered all the scriptures. He learned grammar from the sun god himself. He understood the deepest philosophy. But he used his knowledge only to serve. This teaches us the highest use of learning. Knowledge without devotion becomes mere pride. But knowledge dedicated to the divine becomes a tool of service. Hanuman shows the perfect balance. Complete wisdom. Complete humility. The seventh verse praises his purity. Hanuman took the vow of brahmacharya. Lifelong celibacy. Bhoot pishach nikat nahi aave. Mahavir jab naam sunave. Ghosts and evil spirits dare not approach when one chants the name of Mahavir. Here Mahavir means great hero. Hanuman's purity creates a protective shield. His celibacy generates spiritual power. This power banishes all negativity. But celibacy serves love, not rejection. Hanuman's heart is completely filled with Rama. No space remains for any other attachment. This is not suppression. This is complete fulfillment. When the heart overflows with divine love, Worldly desires naturally fade. The eighth and final verse culminates in complete surrender. जो या पाठे हनुमान चालीसा, होए सिद्धि सखी गौरीसा. One who recites this Hanuman prayer gains spiritual powers, as witnessed by Shiva himself. But the true siddhi is not magical power. The true achievement is becoming like Hanuman, a perfect devotee, a pure servant, an instrument of divine will. Through these 8 verses, Tulsidas reveals the essence of Dasabhakti, devotion through service. This is different from other forms of bhakti. The gopis loved Krishna as their beloved. Arjuna received Krishna as his friend. Yasoda cherished Krishna as her son. But Hanuman chose the path of the servant. The servant expects nothing in return. The servant finds joy only in pleasing the master. The servant's greatest reward is another opportunity to serve. This is the highest form of love. Love without any trace of self-interest. In daily practice, devotees recite the Hanuman Ashtak on Tuesdays. This day belongs to Hanuman. They recite it before beginning any difficult task. They chant it when facing fears or obstacles. They sing it when the heart feels heavy with worldly concerns. But the deeper practice is constant remembrance. Like Hanuman, we can carry Rama's name in our hearts. Every breath becomes a prayer. Every action becomes service. Every moment becomes an offering. The beauty of Tulsidas lies in his simplicity. These verses require no complex rituals, no special knowledge. A mother can sing them to her child. A farmer can recite them in his fields. A student can chant them before exams. The words are simple. The meaning is profound. The effect is transformative. When we truly understand Hanuman's devotion, our own hearts begin to change. We stop asking what God can do for us. We start asking what we can do for God. We stop demanding proof of divine love. We start offering proof of our love. This transformation is the real fruit of the Hanuman Ashtak. In the end, these 8 verses are not just poetry. They are a complete spiritual path. The path of the eternal servant. The path of boundless love. The path that leads from the ego to the divine. The path that Hanuman walked perfectly. The path he shows to every sincere devotee. May Bajrang Bali, the immortal devotee, grant you strength, courage, and unwavering devotion. Jai Hanuman.